I'm enjoying some Domino's. If you would like some, I will be on the SBCC campus until 11 o'clock. Do not flood the place or don't do anything that's going to get me in trouble, because there was that kid in New York that tried doing a YouTube thing and he went to prison. Please don't cause me to go to prison. I'm actually begging you, please don't fuck up my life. Thank you. What I'm really trying for is to get a woman to. I'm gonna be real. I'm shamelessly, I would like a woman to take me home. I don't need sex. I want a good cuddle. I want Netflix. I want a shower. I don't. It's not even Netflix. It would actually be cool to sit and get to know somebody. But I was told that ladies like pizza. I'm a man who has pizza. Maybe that's enough. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm trying harder than I did before. Florencia, welcome to the broadcast. BRB, welcome to the broadcast. Hi, Amy. Kirsty, welcome to the broadcast. Stacy, how's it going? Nice to meet you too. Thanks for the hearts. Beauty, welcome to the broadcast. It's I'm dealing with people that are trying to prove to me their ability to, follow due process. They're trying to make themselves look look, I know how to. I'm that's wonderful. Stop trying to compete with me because I don't care. That sounds mean. I don't mean to be mean. It's just people don't realize when I compete with people, I'll compete on the field. I'll compete in a sport. I don't give a fuck about any of the rest of it in that way. I'm so alone to begin with. It makes me feel more alone when people are trying to size up against me. I don't think they understand that I was raised on business. I hate doing business. I do business because I have to eat. That's what I was taught by my family. My family, they all went to college. The family I was raised by, they all went to college. Then they got jobs, they got careers, they got ways to pay the bills, right? For me, now I'm going to go to college. First, I figured out how to work. I didn't always make money. People gifted me and this and that. I kept it on the fringes. I didn't break the law, thankfully. Now people are trying to trap me because they're fucking pissed that I didn't break the law. No different than they did in a situation ulterior to this one. I don't give a fuck. Now that I have had revealed to me how the system operates, I have matured beyond it. I am not afraid, nor do I embrace, nor do I acknowledge the drama in that way. I don't want any part of it. It breaks my heart to say that because I know there's people that care about me who like the system. I don't. I was born into the system. I want my own life. I have breadsticks. Jackie, thanks for the follow. Me, welcome to the broadcast. Pomegranate, welcome to the broadcast. Jenny, New York City, welcome to the broadcast. You ever be so tired that you can't see people that are 6 feet away from you? It's super freaky. Suspicious violation of what? Of hang up? What is hang up? I don't understand what hang up is. Seriously, what is hang up? I literally don't know. Like, I've been learning social terminology. As of right now, I have 0% idea of what hang up is. I'm not like trying to be funny. I really don't know. Ooh, whoa. I don't know what that was. I think it was a bean. Nice for a bean. So, like, is society slapping me in the face by sending me 10 prominent men in a day that are worth millions of dollars who want to hang out with me and take me home and literally pay my tuition without expecting anything sexual from me? Because that's what it feels like. Here comes, oh, they're doing their own thing. Cool. Probably gonna go, hi, I want a slice. Well, I'm hanging out. I got a slice if you want a slice. I'll be here. I might have found somebody. No, he's going the other way. I was going to offer him a slice. I might offer him a slice. Here's the thing, though. When I went to jail, I went to prison. I kind of I might have helped everybody. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. But, they ended up thinking I was gay. Because you're only with dudes. I didn't have anyone else to help. I'm used to helping people. So pretty much the entirety of the American ecosystem of criminality, anyone existing within the realm of criminality, has some sort of notion and belief that I'm homosexual. I'm pansexual, into women. I like women. I don't have any attraction to men. People don't understand pansexuality. So they're like, well, you aren't straight. No. I like women. That's all. Women are who I like. Anyway, my point is that I was going to go down to security and offer them a pizza. I didn't want to risk the possibility of them thinking I was gay. That really is why I didn't offer it to them. I didn't want them to think I was trying to be weird. Trying to, not necessarily weird. Before I make myself sound even worse. You already know what I'm saying. But I have pizza. If anybody wants pizza, I'll be hanging out for the next hour and a half. I got pizza. And I really would hate to waste the pizza. And I won't eat it all, and I'll end up finding somewhere to sleep, and then I will wake up to the raccoons dragging it away from me. By the way, the raccoons here are adorable. I've never seen clean raccoons. Santa Barbara has clean raccoons. I'm serious. They look like pets. It's amazing. Plus, they're actually really cute. They're friendly. They don't hiss at you. Now, they do steal everything you own if you don't strap it to your body when you go to bed, which is kind of funny. But, they'll get right in your face and not be afraid of you. And they don't smell, surprisingly. Shy Guy, welcome to the broadcast. Zenya, privet, Kaktila. Kaktila, I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. See, I got a friend now. He's Russian or something. I don't know. I don't know what the hell the dude is. But he's pretty freaking cool. Always correcting me. It's nice to have people in your life that aren't just yes men, Pomegranate, thanks for the hearts. Joanne, thanks for the hearts. Mana, thanks for the hearts. Ian, thanks for the hearts. Prison? I love a bad boy. I am what is called an outlaw. You have people that commit crimes, you have criminals, then you have outlaws. An outlaw is someone that literally exists outside the law. So, I don't exist within the law. Any way that I exist within the law is on some form of an aggregated agreement on an alias of some type that I'm given permission to utilize on a financial basis for the sake of education and travel. What that means is, yes, I exist in the way that you guys know existing to be, while I have my own life outside of all of this. So it's kind of like when you go to school, you have your school life. When you go to college. When you go to work, you have your work life. For me, when I step out of the wilderness, I step out of the desert, I step out of the arena of global society, when I step into college, when I step into business in certain ways, I am, it's my, when me being here is like my own little getaway, as they say. Like when you go to work, for some people, they can't wait to go home. Some people can't wait to go to work. For me, it's I like my life. I do. Sometimes it gets tough when, like the life that I live is one where you end up with scars that are entirely that aren't necessary. It's nice to be able to come and spend a few months or a couple of years doing something that's less intense. Sometimes it's nice to be able to get 5 seconds of rest, to get my head on my shoulders, get something done. I'll give you an example. Jail and prison for me, it was hell. It was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. At the exact same time, it was by proxy a vacation. That's how fucking hard my life has been, where jail and prison were a vacation. I didn't enjoy them the way you enjoy a vacation. I got the rest that you normally get on vacation that I could not get anyway outside of that, unless I, made agreements that I wouldn't be comfortable making with people that I don't feel comfortable associating with. Anyway, thank you for the 100 hearts, Pomegranate. All right, so I'm here. I guess maybe I need to move somewhere with better light. I see we only have 171 to the broadcast. Well, there's only 171 people in the broadcast. Maybe it's that where it's super dark, but I am here. All right. I'm going to eat my breadsticks. If anybody wants any pizza or breadsticks, come get it before I eat the whole thing myself, because I probably will. I got all my clothes. Like, I'm fully clothed. I got a nice jacket and all that. I'm going to be warm tonight. I got a blanket. I am now safe in this area to a level where I'm comfortable being out and about. I don't mind putting my head down somewhere where I'm allowed to, or at least where people, don't mind. I'm less ashamed of my position because of how people have treated me. Give credit where credit is due. I have to say, for what I've been through, for how much work it's taking for me to transition into this environment, how embarrassed I am. People are treating me with, and I'm going to say this before I change my mind, before I end up being a jerk, changing my mind. I have to say that people here have treated me with an outrageous amount of respect. Far more than I ever could have imagined. Like, I have my qualms. It's been rough. You've heard me complain. The fact of the matter is, people have treated me really good here. They've treated me with a lot of respect. They've allowed me to kind of relax. They've allowed me to relax. They've allowed me to be myself. They've allowed me to step outside the boundaries of what they're comfortable with for the sake of my comfort, for me to be able to acclimate to the environment, for me to test the environment the way that I do, to be able to feel more safe more quickly. I could be more thankful. That's why I'm like making my best efforts to figure out how to become more thankful. Like, I'm literally sitting here talking the way that I'm talking, like I'm fishing, like I'm trying to figure out, like, with an F, not with a PH, like trying to find out what the next thing is I could do to show more gratitude appropriately. All right, next breadstick. Now, what I am hoping for is that I could start getting as many women to approach me as men do. The men aren't shy. They're pretty cool. A lot of them want to be friends. As far as me pushing them away, it's because I'm not ready for a whole lot of friends yet. Like, I'm getting comfortable. I'm probably going to leave here with way more friends than I should have. That's kind of how I do things. As of right now, I'm getting comfortable. As far as women, it's like, it would be nice. But I don't have that gentleman status in me right now in a way that I'm like, like I could definitely try harder. If I really wanted to go home with somebody or something like that, I could definitely try harder than I'm trying. The reality is that I don't want it bad enough. Like, I know myself. I know I definitely would try harder if I really wanted to. Like, if I was desperate. And that's the thing of it. Like, once you've been out here, once you really learn how to survive, once you've acclimated to an environment where you don't need anyone's, like, once you've acclimated to the discomfort of transition, the uncomfortable mental status that accompanies adaptation, you almost never budge for anybody. That's where I'm at. I'm in a space where I know pretty much no matter what, I could go to the end of my college career. Like, I could get a bachelor's degree before I ever need to rely on anybody. Now, comfortably, maybe not. It'd be freaking ridiculous. You don't even want to know. But the point is, I know how. So it's like, what do you do when push comes to shove, somebody tries to prove that they're bigger than you or whatever it might be? You know that you could maneuver. I can't say I haven't been within inches of my life. I could also say that it's always been with a circumstance that is beyond my control, beyond my provocation. It's not like anybody that's ever threatened me or tried to cause a problem for me came from me attempting to cause an issue. So that's the difference. What I'm doing is describing the difference to you between someone who is a street person, someone who is a criminal, and me. The difference between people who intentionally live that lifestyle and people who may be either passing through that lifestyle or, came upon financial hardship or anything of that nature. I've come upon financial hardship in a fashion of US dollar currency, right? So it's like real uncomfortable. I'm like everything they're saying I am, which is pretty cool in the good ways. At the same time, it's like I barely have $1 to my name. And that makes me look like a pretty scary person to a lot of regular people. And it's so weird because it's like before I ever even heard of a guy like me, like I never heard of a guy like me before it was like the guy in the mirror. I didn't even know people like me existed until I was the guy. And now it's kind of like that way with most people. It's like people are telling me they're like I've literally been told that like what I am in their eyes is something they've only seen or heard of in the movies. And I'm like, well, that's cool, but like I didn't do it on purpose. I'm figuring, and I've seen that most people that are like me do it on purpose. Like it's their intention to become, like a god of the underground, or like a god of the underworld, as some might say. Me personally, I'm standing here like, oops, didn't really intend to. Is anybody in the broadcast, or am I talking like an asshole to myself, like by myself? Oh no, you're here. You're listening to me just freaking talk your ear off for no good reason. All right. Why does this feel wet? Is it that cold? Yeah, it's that cold. Oh, wow, it's cold out. Yo, this jacket. My buddy got me a jacket, and I'm so warm. It's not even funny. It's ridiculous how warm I am. But I'll tell you what, it cracks me up when I'm trying to hang out with people, then they got like their crew or something like backing them up. I'm over here like they don't even know who I got looking out for them. They don't see them, they don't hear them, they don't know they're there. Then they're calling their crew, they're calling their friends, they're like calling their backup, and it's like fucking up the people I got looking out for them, because like my people are looking out for their people. Then they call their people, and then it's like makes my people almost obvious. And like then I have to sit and wait for people to not get pizza from me. Hi Henry, how are you? Pomegranate, thanks for the hearts. What I'm saying is I'm sitting here scratching the underside of my leg instead of scratching some girl's back. You know, like I could actually be somewhere having fun. Instead I'm out here with pizza. You know, like I have everything I need. And I don't have anyone to share it with right now. And it's like, that's kind of the whole point. I feel like I should get a boombox, play Super Lonely on repeat, and walk around campus. Chandler, welcome to the broadcast. Would you like to audition to become an official Beagle Live host and get paid to live stream? No. Thank you for the follow. I am grassroots. I don't do it for the money. I appreciate the offer. I have more social equity than some men in the Rockefeller family. My answer is no. I do not want to be a Beagle Live host. What I do want is to make another friend tonight somehow, without it needing to be some sort of sarcastic fuck you for being rich type of move from some dick who doesn't realize that I grew up poor and I'm not an asshole. You know, that would be cool. I'm good at sounding rich because I've been around it. I don't have a rich person personality. And if at this point I'm stereotyping too deeply, it's your own fault for freaking putting me in the box and refusing to be nice to me. You know, I don't know what else to do than to just embrace the role of whatever the fuck a rich dick is supposed to act like. Sam, welcome to the broadcast. Liz goes, why aren't you spending time with your people? Well, I will. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's going to make me cry. You're all going to cry with me. My people aren't like my people. They're like, I don't really have anybody that associates with me on a personal level, right? Like being a free person, being an outlaw, being beyond the system. Marky Mark, welcome to the broadcast. Being beyond the system, I have my own personal life that exists beyond my, any form of legal identity that I may utilize at times, right? Everyone that I associate with in reference to who my people are in the system, like we're in a social zoo type of thing, I don't have anybody on a personal level. I don't have anybody. I have one person that's kind of my friend who really can't be my friend because they aren't an outlaw, right? So it's like, I ain't lying to them, but I'm doing my best to be as much of a friend as I could be with the separation that does exist. It's like if you got like a pane glass window between you and a person that you're hanging out with or friends with, and it's like they're in prison and you aren't. You come to the prison, you can, you put money on their books, you hang out with them. Maybe you get to sit at a table together, enjoy a meal, or give them a birthday gift or something. But you can't really do anything more than that. Well, that's how it is with most people I meet out here, right? Is they can only follow me so far. I can only do so much with them. I can only go so far with them. And then it's kind of just like, all right, see you another day or whatever. Like, I can't really make real friends that I hang out with every day and all that, because it's like, I would either have to give up my freedom, the freedom that I've earned, or I would have to start associating with people who are completely outside the system, where when you are completely outside the system, when you're free, it really is like being in a jungle. It's like you're an animal and you're loose, you're in the wild, it is every being for themselves, whatever. out there. It is that way. Like there isn't any other, like the only code, like the only rule is that there aren't any rules in the free world, as I call it. It's impossible to have friends outside the system, in my opinion, because it's like the maintenance of friendship is far more expensive than most people ever find out about. Friendship is almost an impossible concept. Most people never find out because of, the blessing, the opportunity they get to live a regular life. So friendship is really difficult when you're living your own life out there. Here, friendship's possible because of me maintaining my free status. Friendship is extremely difficult for me to come by, especially dealing with the fact that I live in the public eye. There's like a lot of people that are more private, especially around here. They don't see me as like a threat to their privacy. It's more of I either deal with people that want to be friends, that don't necessarily agree with my platform, or I meet people that want to use me for my platform. It's really difficult to find anybody who just doesn't give a fuck about it at all. Those people are usually people that don't have much to do with social media at all, who like don't really understand it. Then you start getting people from the internet like reaching out to them or bothering them, and they don't understand how it works, so they're just like freaked out by it. And then they either decide to learn about it, or they part ways with you. Island Girl, thanks for the hearts. Virginia, thanks for the hearts. Does that answer your question? Myra, welcome to the broadcast. I am at 33%. I think this can't just go to 10 or 11. I don't remember. Give me 1 second. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Fudge nuggets. I knew this was gonna happen. I'm sorry, this is why I don't do, like, who the hell throws, well, I guess I do, don't I? And I do. No, it's one hell of a guilt trip. I don't feel too bad, but I think everything for a reason. There have been times where I didn't have the shoes to get on a bus and ended up saving my life. Well, I just lost $100. My guess is that I probably shouldn't be complaining, considering it's like, I'm pretty sure I got people trying to set me up for fraud. They are finally stopping as they're getting over, like I've had the opportunity to show people their own religious bias, like their own religious, like I've had the opportunity of showing people that they have skewed perspectives in reference to their viewpoints on justice, right? Like being democratic enough, like being civil enough to move on from forcing one's moral viewpoints into the political systems, into the judicial systems, right? Because they're supposed to be unbiased. It becomes easy to push one's beliefs into their system, into, the systems of government, when one's life is based on and revolves around a particular type set of beliefs. What I'm saying is I'm proud of a lot of people who I've had the opportunity to be friends with, who have beliefs that they are heavily into. Because they've been behaving far more accordingly. Myra, thanks for the 100 hearts. Kevin, Jose, welcome to broadcast. Kyle Cook, welcome to broadcast. Jane, Other Girl, Young Tom, broadcast. Myra, thanks. Thanks for the follow. We can't hear you. Mic is covered. Thank you for the heads up. Thank you. I don't know how much I don't know how much you heard. I might have said too much either way, so I don't know. Excuse me. What I do know is that I am finally getting the last of the smoke out of my lungs. The last of the tar. I can feel it like in the upper parts of my lungs. It's finally coming out. Because like through the earlier months of 2023, I may or may not have smoked a little bit. I don't smoke. I am not a smoker. Sometimes you're in situations where you don't live unless you do certain things. Because people get suspicious of you. My point is that I don't smoke. I'm getting the smoke out of my lungs. I'm excited. I'm here on campus. Probably going to have to leave soon. I got 2 pizzas and a 2-liter Coke. If that's enticing for anybody. I don't know. What I do know is if I actually have anybody angry at me, they definitely do not see how far I'm going for them. What usually happens is people almost come to the point of, getting really angry with me. Then they kind of, like something happens where they see what I'm doing. Because people are living their own lives, so they're not like paying attention to what I'm doing. They like hear about it or they see it from afar. Then they get close and they're like, oh, that's what he's doing. And then they quit being mad at me. Joanne, thanks for the follow. Ray Lynn, welcome to broadcast. Welcome to Bigo, especially with the way that I talk. Like sometimes I talk like a simpleton. So people assume that I think in a simple fashion all the time. Here's what I do. I think in a simple fashion while making my best efforts to maneuver complex situations. Liz goes, don't you have housing at school? No, I used to get mad about answering the same question over and over again. Can you believe that? I used to be a dick. I don't, is it closed? There's still people in there, isn't there? Why do you close that? There's people in there yet. I'm gonna go in there and sit. Yeah, see, there's people coming up the stairs. They're trying to leave the stadium, and some dude closed the door behind them. What a jerk. All right. I'll see if it's still open at the bottom. I'll go hang out in there. It's fine to hang out in there for a little while till I finish off my food, and then I'll take a walk. That is one thing I like about that. Yeah, we don't have on-campus housing, unfortunately. We don't have campus housing. One thing I do like about this campus is we. Oh my God. It's like, I feel weird to say it. I feel weird to say we, because like I say it like such a dork, I really do. Like I sound over enthused. I sound like that guy that's not really interested. Like he's trying so hard to sound interested. What it mostly is me trying to like wrap my brain around the fact that I'm a college student. Like I've been there in that way, but not like this. Like I never thought I'd be in this position going to college, like this situation with this life experience. Like I didn't know people who've been through what I've been through or accomplished what I've accomplished go through college. Now the second part, people that have accomplished what I've accomplished, sure. I could see people who have accomplished certain things that I have going to college. Now things that I've experienced in a negative sense, and currently not having a whole lot of cash per se, I didn't know that people in my position actually go to college. I will tell you there's far more of people in my position going to college than you would imagine. Like there are legitimately homeless people who don't have any money at all, who are gaining a college education. That's pretty cool. I think it's cool anyway. Like it's an unprecedented thing. Now, doing this in our country, we're giving people an opportunity to get on their feet, springboarding. Like going from the street to like making 80 grand a year. That's wild when you think about it. That's like a freaking pay it forward, not pay it forward. Wow, pursuit of happiness situation, systematized for like anybody. You have been on the topic. You have been the topic of chat a lot today on different platforms. Oh, cool. Thank you. I hope it's a good thing. If it isn't, then maybe you guys could like help out. I mean, I'm doing my thing either way. What I could tell you is, anybody trying to slander my name, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life. I will say, get ready to look over your shoulder and get ready to get sued. I will tell you ahead of time, I don't have anything to do with it. God's honest truth, I don't. It's people that I've met who have essentially told me that they won't allow me to tell them that they aren't allowed to look out for me. They're people that I don't associate with, that see me on a public level as an investment of theirs, with or without my permission. I don't know how any of it works. I'm smart enough to say as little as possible and move forward. John Jones, thanks for the hearts. Rose Jessica, welcome to Bigo. Thanks for the follow. We're at 2:40 of the broadcast. I know, to answer your question, I have not slept with anyone since I've gotten to California. I did start school. I had pizza. So essentially, my friends are trying to get me laid. There isn't any other way to say it. Either I really am not good at getting laid, or either I'm that bad at finding a woman, which is definitely a possibility, or I think I really am that bad at getting laid. I'm not good at it. I don't know what to tell you. I figured out today that the 3 people that I slept with, one, like all 3 of them were undercovers. I'm not kidding. One was a Fed, one was a state, and one was a local in 3 different states. And I pieced it all together tonight. I've never slept with somebody like where it wasn't like planned. So yeah, I would say that I am absolutely horrible at getting laid. I thought I was like the savant. It turns out that I've mostly been the guy getting taken advantage by people who want information or see me as a job or something. I guess when you're related to so many people that that people like that have an interest in, you end up attracting those people. And then on top of that, when you're the type of guy that doesn't really want to associate with the women that are associated in those perspectives, yeah, you don't get to have a lot of sex. Because most women are afraid of me because of that background when they hear about it. The fact of the matter is, it isn't my fault. I didn't choose it. I turned it away. In respect of like how people do business or whatever. Me personally, I don't want anything to do with it because that's how I was raised to be. My family taught me to stay away from any type of drama that could cause me harm. And people are like, oh, you need to grow up. So you're telling me that becoming a criminal is how I grow up. Like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm never going to find out. I don't have it in me to disrespect the people that raised me on that level. I had too much respect for the people who ensured my survival to deviate from the path that they had set for me in certain ways. I know that makes me sound like I think I'm like better than people. Nope, not at all. I have had my nose in the dirt. I've done it. I've done what's had to be done. The fact of the matter is, it isn't who I am. I did it for my country. Now, am ready to enjoy college. I'm ready to settle down to a level where people, like, I'm really tired of the people behind me dying because they bring such bad karma on themselves by fucking with me as hard as they do. You know, like, I'm supposed to get to enjoy my college career. Should I continue to be surrounded by scumbags who have to fuck with me all the time? I mean, they're going to get screwed off. I won't get to enjoy my college career either way. That's what really bothers me. You know, it's like there's people who would literally get themselves murdered to, like, make me have less fun for 5 seconds because they're scumbags and they're upset about their own situation, then just fucking leave me alone. You know? Like, I worked really, really hard to be able to relax for 5 seconds. There's always some scumbag somewhere that has to disrupt my peace. It's like a necessity. All the time. Then they wonder why I don't want anything to do with them. That's exactly why. You always have to disrupt my peace. I don't want anything to do with you. Kevin C., welcome to the broadcast. Wins, welcome to Bigo. Love Big, welcome to Bigo. New Moon, welcome to the broadcast. Kevin, welcome to the broadcast. They're afraid of your outlaw brat. I don't have an outlaw brat. I am the first outlaw in my family for like 5 generations. The first outlaw in my family settled Wales, then came over and settled Philadelphia. I don't know if y'all have heard of William Penn. He's Welsh. My family comes from Norway. We migrated down to Wales, settled Wales, then came over to America. Part of the family came to America. Obviously, the part that I came from. As far as being an outlaw, I'm the only outlaw that I know of. I might have met one or two. I'm the only outlaw who is vocal about being an outlaw that I know of since like the Western days, which people think I have like an interest in because they think my outlaw status is a cultural thing. Like, outlaw culture, fuck your left nut. I almost said fuck your dead grandmother. I can't say that. I didn't say it. Outlaw culture is commoditized. It's a TV program. Okay. It's like, that is not being, like, doesn't have any, like, when you're an outlaw, you don't talk about being an outlaw unless you're telling people you're an outlaw, making an effort to explain to them something that is almost impossible to understand. Because, like, being within the law, you, like, the entire, like, everything you think exists within the system of law that you operate in. Thus, outside the law, your mindset is different. The way you think about things is different. The way that you process information is different. The results you get are different. The fruit of the labor is different than everything that you're used to. Essentially what I'm saying is, I go out there into the wilderness, into the desert, into the jungle. I get the stuff. I don't bring it back to a Joe Rogan podcast. People ask me for the goods, the gold, the God, the glory from going out and doing the impossible for the price of a coffee inside a system that barely deserves my help at all, in my opinion. Because it's like they don't, you know, because some people, they try to do, you know, they're like, how do I be that? And you don't, like, crazy isn't on the list. I'm sorry to tell you, it's like, to survive out there, you have to be balanced, you have to be sane, you have to be focused. You don't live through the night unless you are hyper focused all the time. Like, people do get the one up on me in the system all the time. Out there isn't any such thing as someone getting the one up on you. You live or you die. You don't talk about dying. You don't have the luxury of saying you live, or by the time you start thinking about the word or, you've lost your oar in the middle of the, you know, halfway across the river because you let your ego get the best of you. Here in America, with this constant safety net system that I love, or I wouldn't be here, you have the ability to talk about pretty much whatever you want when you want. in that, when you could afford to socially. Like me personally, I don't mind being in the social position I'm in, since it affords me the ability to talk about things however I want to. But like, this isn't me on the outside. Like on the outside, I have fun. In here, I have a comfortable, safe fun. Out there, I have what's called in here traditionally a masculine fun. Morgan, thanks for the hearts. Anika, welcome to the broadcast. I will tell you, even organizations such as Blackwater, independent contractors, people who work on a job by job basis with oil companies, you name it, even they exist within the system. Like I've had some of them trying to come my way. The fact of the matter is, when you can't maneuver in and out of the system, it ain't the same. Now, sometimes I choose to stay in order to connect with people I want to connect with. Sometimes I literally have to step out of the box of society in order to be able to live into the next day. So if that's for those of you whose question is, how do I take such risk and survive? It's not as hyped as it sounds. Like, it's like, oh my God, I'm going to die in 15 minutes. I know what direction to go to stay alive without facing any problems. Where it might seem like maybe I faced a big problem, or I got in a fight, or I, did some cool thing or some big maneuver. No. Like I turned left instead of right, because I've been through it enough to know that danger is right. Some people, everybody knows. No, there are ways that you could learn how society operates to a core level, infrastructural level, where you literally almost always know what's going to happen. It becomes difficult to take situations seriously, people seriously, when you really understand the logistics of society to that depth. I do my best to continue to maintain my mental health, because when you begin to see people as less than equal to you, no matter what you do or don't know, no matter what knowledge you may or may not have, your sanity goes with it. I am always equal to the people around me. That's what I know to be true. Whether I believe it or not has more to do with my social experiences, right? The feeling. My feelings, when I have feelings of superiority, it's due to my personal bias towards the belief that I have more value in the system because of my ability to circumvent the system. The reality is, inside and outside the system, we are all the exact same type of creature. Your ability to survive predicates whether or not you maintain a status of elite, as some call it. To me, I don't see elite as having to do necessarily only with your particular situation of finance. To me, to be elite is to survive. When you are surviving by thriving, you are alpha. You may be omega. Being alpha and omega as a human sounds like a heavy burden. I would never want to be the creature that decides for myself that I am alpha and omega, because at that point, then I'm attempting to set a standard that I would have to be upkeeping, when I don't see myself as someone capable of upkeeping such a standard, especially, for society. I work on looking in the mirror and deciding whether or not I should shave my beard. Like, I don't know whether or not, is Tom supposed to take a piss at 4 a.m. on Sunday? Like, I don't fucking know. I'm too busy worrying about my own physical appearance, because I'm pretty much normal. As normal as someone in my position could be. It's almost impossible to be what most people would call normal in the situation that I'm in. I'd like to think that I'm rather normal for how I could be compared to how I could be. Are y'all listening? Can you hear me? Thank you, Morgan. I appreciate y'all listening intently. That means a lot to me. I will tell you the truth. If there's anybody that goes to SBCC with me, come take me home. Female. I don't have an interest in males. Business, maybe. When it comes to males, I might do business. The thing is, I don't think it's a good idea to be like bringing me home if we're going to do business. I don't like getting involved with people, men especially, in business when you're at such an advantage socially. I would like to get myself put together socially first before doing business. Kendra, welcome to the broadcast. Montana, welcome to the broadcast. Because I would like to be listening to somebody. Like, people, here's the thing, is like with my personality, I'm introverted. I like balance. I'm a listener. I feel unheard. Now physical touch is my love language. I feel ignored because I am ignoring a woman somewhere on campus, a young lady somewhere on campus that is supposed to be taking me home for the night and enjoying this pizza with me. I'm not supposed to be sitting here by myself. Somewhere there is a young lady who chose to say that I must pursue them. When, as someone who is an outlaw, I legitimately disagree with the hierarchical viewpoint of males and females having different social roles in such a fashion that would be a law, right? Like an irrevocable social law. Like, I know that like in the media we talk about being equalist and we really, really push it. We push it that hard because of, like, I've noticed now, like, almost nobody actually believes in equality. Like, they're mostly bullshitting. That's why they push it so hard. I actually believe in it. I've been out there. People are like, men and women are equal. We are like colors, creeds. Everybody's the same. There is very little that makes us different. Now, what I will say is that there's certain parts of our nature that make us slightly different, minutely. Those minute differences could make a large impact depending on how you interact with one another socially. Regardless, we're almost all the same, almost exactly the same. That's my way of saying I'm waiting to either meet an outlaw woman. That won't happen here, more than likely. Or find a woman, or have a woman find me. That's what I'm really saying. Like the 3 women that I've been with, they found me. I didn't find them. I thought I found them, right? Now, my hope is that now that I've permeated, like, after having I burst through, like, I broke through the social fabric, the social framework of society. I've been awoken to the reality. I've been enlightened to the existence of life, of society, like, of nature beyond what is structured for us, right? Some people don't even know what I'm talking about when I say that. Some of you do. We aren't smarter. You aren't smarter for knowing about the structure, right? I'm not smart. I'm not smarter than anyone for having existed beyond the structure. That's like saying one animal in the zoo is smarter than the animal that isn't in the zoo, or vice versa. There are many variables that go into, deciding those types of things. We don't have enough data to make an evaluation to begin with. Jenna Lynn, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to Bigo. Yeah, that's my way of saying I'm sitting here hoping that somebody does decide to come bring me home with them. I wish they'd stop being afraid of me, because I feel ignored because I don't have anyone to listen to. Like when I was with women before, I would talk to protect them. Like I was the one that was active socially to protect them because I saw that they were scared. You know, I'm looking. I see a lot of strong women around here. I really wish I'd get approached by more strong women who need a listening ear because they're used to being the listeners. They want to be listening, or they want to be listened to. I'm the type of person that to feel that connection, to feel like to feel acknowledged, I need to be able to listen. I don't like what I hear when I'm in a crowd, in a group, whatever, and I decide to sit back and listen. I hate it. I forget it's hell. It's like being on fire for me, literally. I like being with one person, obviously a woman in particular, for a day at a time, whatever, to be able to sit and listen to whatever they got going on. Because that's what I actually like to do. That's what actually makes me feel acknowledged. Now, is that like the most convenient thing for your typical college girl? Yeah, it is. It isn't too good to be true. You know, it's actually, I said this earlier, is when something looks too good to be true, it isn't always that it's too good to be true. Sometimes it is as true as it looks. It's that it's unattainable. That more times than not, it's unattainable in a way that we would prefer, right? So like me, Kylie, welcome to the broadcast. Drip, welcome to the broadcast. Emmy, welcome to the broadcast. Welcome to Bigo. For me personally, I'm in recognition that most of the women that I meet on campus, most of these young ladies, I would never have a chance at marrying, spending the rest of my life with, right? I don't try for that. I don't necessarily try for a hookup. I try for what I'm sharing with you, right? Like what I'm talking about is what I'm trying for. Because that's what I want. That's what I see as attainable. That's what I see as appropriate. That's why I try. Michael Coleman, welcome to the broadcast. I guess what I'm saying is it's the same for them. You know, like there's a lot of these young ladies that do see me. They have an interest. They don't pursue because they think it's like it's unfounded, like it isn't possible or something. The fact of the matter is a lot of people go into things trying for too much too quick. You know, like I did that with the school when I first got here. I thought, oh, it's the end all be all. Then I started seeing how things work the way that they do in every other facet of society. I let it sink in. You know, college isn't my getaway. If I'm stuck out here in this way either way, I might as well go to college. I got to figure things out anyway. Let me get an education. Why waste my time? Let me get a freaking education. Right? Like I'm stuck out here either way until I figure out, the money situation. Definitely get there a lot faster too, going to school, more than likely. So, statistically speaking, being that when I am in the system, I do fit into those statistics. Plus, my experience outside the system as an outlaw is actually a selling point for people to bring me the rest of the way in, because I have lifetimes worth of experience, knowledge, wisdom, information about the future transitions of society that I have the ability to bring to the table, for transitions of industry too, in return for a place, with a throne. Not a real throne, but maybe a porcelain one with a bidet. I don't want it to be porcelain. I'd like it to be like platinum or something, but I don't want to go too far. I'd rather like a family type life than that, but I'm lying through my teeth. I'd rather a platinum toilet. Here's my struggle. I'm making my best efforts to communicate like what a hookup lifestyle looks to me, because it really doesn't look like the way it does, like for what it is for most people, even the ones that try to fake that they're like emotional about it or whatever. That actually is how it is for me. The thing is, competition's fierce because there's a lot of guys out there that are really faking it. They're good at faking it. On top of that, a lot of the women have either given up on trying to find a dude like me. Secondly, sometimes they want a dude like me to stay with for the rest of their life. So it's like they know that I don't want that necessarily, or that I might not want that. They don't want their heart broken, or they, don't want to waste their time. Thirdly, sometimes they don't find it worth their time, in any sense of the word, because they don't have an interest at all in like an actual relationship, or like hooking up with somebody who is putting their emotions into it, like either because they're afraid that you're going to get attached, or they're afraid that they're going to get attached, or they're afraid the sex isn't going to be good, whatever it might be. Anyway. Pomegranate goes, what if a girl offers you a place to stay but doesn't want to hook up? That would be perfect. I wouldn't have to be paranoid that they're going to scream rape, and I would have somewhere to sleep. I'd have a shower. I'd have somebody to talk to, somebody to listen to. I would have a friend. That would actually be really cool. Plus, I make an excellent wingman. If the reason they don't want to hook up is because it's me, then I'd be more than happy to help you find someone you could hook up with or date. Or stay out of it altogether. I don't really care. The point is, when people come in my direction positively making offers, my next instinct is to offer them more. I'm being offered more. I'm going to offer more. You have to remember, I don't have anyone right now at all. Like, I have like 5 people in my life tops in totality, and they're barely in my life at all. Like, they really aren't even in my life. So when I come off desperate, excuse me, my desperation is far more to do with, oh, the hell even here? Oh, I think they're open till 11 anyway. What do you call it? I'm just going to pretend all the doors aren't closed. I didn't do it on purpose, I swear. What was I saying? Friggin' A, what was I saying? Being alone. I'm lonely. What the desperation comes off differently. Like sometimes my, like when I come off in a way where I'm desperate for relationships, friendships, closeness with people, sometimes it comes off as though I'm desperate and beggy for people's like bed, their clothes, their shower, their food. And it isn't like that at all. I'm desperate for connection. That part is real. I hate to admit it. Now I can't fight it. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm not, like, I've finally moved on from being desperate for food. I've finally moved on from being desperate for sleep. I've finally moved on from now, do I struggle with those things? Sure. I'm finally catching some traction in the food, the sleep department, social productivity. Next is, family, friends, like having people in my life again, which you can't do out there. Like, it literally, I mean, it's so tough being out there to the point where it screws up how you talk. I mean, like, I can't even describe to you what happens to you when you decide to go wild, like actual out of the system wild. It takes a lot of focus. Like you put a lot of work into your own mentality. Then to people who exist within the system, you often look like, unless you're really, really good at it and getting, sometimes you're getting support, help, either that or you're really good at it on your own. Sometimes, especially when you get lazy or fall off or need a little time to rest and you don't have an ability to rest with a safety net, you start looking like a little raggedy, a little rough pretty quickly. I mean, literally within like 24 hours, you can go from being completely clean to being disgusting. It does happen that fast. Anyway. All right. Like I got really, really, really good at it. Like to a level where you wouldn't even believe. Like, let me put it this way. I was operating on a level of efficiency and proficiency incomparable to any United States governmental organization. Like, I'm chipped by the government, in case you didn't know. Like, literally, I got a freaking chip behind my left ear. Plus, I have nanotech in my, like, running through my veins from a shot that I got in my arm. I ain't making this up. I know it might sound schizo. I ain't making it up. I can prove it. Do the blood test, do whatever. You'll find out I'm telling the truth. The fact of the matter is, I've been able to override and avoid the government and all that to be able to do what I want. I wasn't breaking the law. It's just like Big Brother wouldn't let me do what I want. They didn't trust me to do what I know how to do already. So I freaking circumvented their system, got done what had to get done. Then, it's like ask forgiveness instead of permission. So then by the time it was done, they're like, you saved the fucking world. I'm like, yeah, I sound like a nut job repeating it too, but it is what it is. Loissimo. And we go all the way from Periscope and then absorb it into Twitter and then X buys it. Or Elon Musk buys it. Oh. All while scarfing down dominoes. Some of you were there. In case you didn't know, we helped clean up the tail end of the Cold War. I don't know if you know you were involved in that, but I want to let you know that we did a damn good job. We did a really fucking good job. Kind of some of us kind of saved America from cyber terrorists, but I don't think most people know that they did that. So like, I want you to be aware that you were complicit to like saving the world. Literally. Technically not overshooting and all that. Like, it's technically not exaggerating all that much. But anyway, it's like, what do you do after you save the world? Like, almost single-handedly. Like, what do you do after that? You can't really one-up yourself any further. Then I did. My point is, what was I saying? I was like proficiency. Like, I got really good with stuff, right? Why was I saying it though? I had a reason that was much further than my ego. Like, it wasn't about my ego. So I did all that. Oh yeah, is like, I got the job done, and then I want to, is like, then they look back and say, whether or not, do we imprison him or do we give him a pass? They locked me down for a while. They did. I'm gonna lie. They locked me down. I can't believe I'm that guy. Like, I was the guy. I went to church every Sunday. I like my life was almost never leaving home, playing video games, having bangs. I wasn't emo. I wasn't like the school shooter type. I was like, I wasn't a nerd. I wasn't a jock. I was just like there. I was always that person that didn't exist really, And then that's what I was getting at, is like, eventually, excuse me, like, I got so much done under the radar that like it wasn't until lockup that the nicknames started to catch up with me. Like that people like they're like, "Oh my God, you did that?" I'm like, "I did what?" Here's the thing. Essentially, sorry, I spat so that there's physical evidence of my existence. So that there's like, proof that I was here in case anything happens to me. I've been through stuff. I'm not paranoid. So like the lights off is like, I technically could like find a way to cheat and crash here for the night and get away with it because nobody gives a fuck. But like, I won't, because it isn't right. I'm going to hang out and talk to you guys for a while. I'm really hoping nobody like bothers me to like get rid of me. Cause like I said, the karma thing is really exacting right now and I'm doing pretty good. We're all doing pretty good and I'm enjoying talking to you. And plus the topic is super juicy. Yeah. So like, I'm staying on live stream instead of shutting down and like sneaking somewhere to go to bed because I am scared. I'm not going to lie to you. I am terrified because it's finally sinking in what I've done. It's finally sinking in the things I've accomplished. It's like me being me is something that I'm coming to terms with for the first time ever. I never had time to slow down and think about what I was doing. I never had time to like articulate my accomplishments. I was always thinking about the next thing I was doing, what's the next iteration? What's the next accomplishment? What do people need next was always on my mind, continues to be on my mind. Now I'm in an environment where I've gotten so far ahead and so I've gotten efficient with the hierarchy of social structure and assisting with the organization of it, the organizing of it, that I am now able to exist within the space that I've helped to procure. I could go to college. That's why I'm now broadcasting with you, like while I'm at college, because I could, right? Like things are efficient. Like the system is run, the machine is operating proficiently. I'm able to be a student. Please stay on. You're a man of mystery, and I want to hear it all. Well, thank you. Do you know anybody within like not too far of Santa Barbara that might want to bring me home? Bring me back to campus in the morning without needing like full security detail and like having their friends follow us everywhere and be super weird. When I already have like legally like investments of the currency of energy, of electrical energy invested in law enforcement. Literally speaking. What I'm saying is like I put so much into helping people that I really wish that I could like be able to put my phone down on a bench without people saying it has to change the universe and like shift every decision being made around me. Like it's just too much. It's all too much. It's overwhelming. I've overwhelmed myself for over a decade for people. I mean, literally, they wanted to fucking kill me when I wanted to slow down for 2 seconds because they were so spoiled on my work. and that technically happened a second time here in California. I finally was able to like talk some sense into people to like work with me, and they they talk sense into me to like slow down and actually enjoy myself. Like these people almost forced me to hook up with somebody, like they didn't, obviously that would be rape, but like they really like put in a lot of work to calm me down. I mean, like really, 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 like these people here did the dirty. They did what people weren't willing to do to calm me down. And I'm saying it out loud because that's how much I fuck with them. Like that's how much I have these people's back. Like Santa Barbara, I got you, cause like you did what I do, like you did what the fuck had to get done in order to make sure things went the way they needed to go. And for that, we thank you. In the words of Tosh Bueno. Now, why did I plug him that hard? For reasons that could actually, affect me negatively if I decide to speak on, so I won't. Anyway, hilarious TV show, in case you haven't seen it. I know that's like I totally just jumped topics and went like super, super like to a totally different arena conversationally. As I said, I'm made to listen. I'm not really made to be a talker, ironically. Brian Curry, welcome to broadcast. Queen, welcome to broadcast. I'm English. Jolene, hi, how are you? Disruptor, welcome to the broadcast. Okay, another question. Okay, so I literally have 2 full freaking pizzas. I have 2 full pizzas. What do I do? There isn't anybody that wants to like sneak to campus, like text me or message me quick here and be like, you should probably shut down because you're coming home with me. It's literally the middle of the night. There won't be anybody that sees you. If you ask me to keep it quiet, I will keep it quiet. If you hint that you want to keep it quiet by like coming at this hour, I obviously will keep it quiet. What is sad to me is when people are jealous of me. Cracks me the fuck up. Oh my God. You could not be more stupid than to be jealous of me. It does not get any dumber in the realm of jealousy than being jealous of me. For what I've been through, no, you don't want to be me. I'm sorry to tell you, you don't. Pomegranate goes, what toppings are on the pizza? It's a secret. Come find out. I'll tell you. I'll show you when I give you a piece. I'll give you the whole thing. I'll give you both of them. Yeah, I'll broadcast here with you until I'm done with my sausage. Well, you know where I'm at. I'm going to be here for... no. I'm going to be here for a couple of more breadsticks. Then I am going to sneak off of campus. Find somewhere to sleep. And get up in the morning, do it all over again. I would say that I'm going to be watching people broadcast. We've surpassed the point of watching people broadcast, unfortunately. I'm to a point where like my fellow classmates and certain people are like, they want to see who I follow and pay attention to like follow and pay attention to them and like talk to them and stuff. And it's getting kinky. So I have to be more private about watching anyone's content. Zohair, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks for the follow. It's like at first, people were kind of believing the people who were trash talking me. Then they pieced together that the people trash talking me caused me to be homeless, after causing me to be the type of person that people would be okay with making homeless. It's going to be a rough couple of years for a lot of people. Thankfully, I'll be busy getting a college degree. I'll be occupied. I won't have time to be negative about anything. For me to describe to you based on what I could feel, you guys kind of want to know. College. Here, give me 1 second. Security's coming by. I think we technically close at 11. Just give me 2 seconds.